It's my life.
Hello fish keepers. Today I am going to show you how I make my own DIY root tabs. You will need to buy some empty water soluble capsules. These are sold online and super cheap. They come in a lot of sizes, 00 being the biggest, and as the number gets bigger like 1, 2, 3 or 4 it gets smaller. You will of course also need fertilizer. I have used many different other brands and they all work fine. But I always check the NPK nitrogen phosphorus potassium content. I prefer high nitrogen and potassium, while the phosphorus should be low. In commercially sold aquarium fertilizers it is common to have 1 or 0 phosphorus. This is because opportunistic algae may grow out of control. This is a 1,5, 1,0, 3,0 and since this will be applied as root tabs it will stay in the substrate, so this will be fine. But I would not use this as a dosing fertilizer on the water column. I have another DIY for that, and that's for another video. The bigger the capsule the easier it is to load with fertilizer. Take a capsule and scoop out some fertilizer, then cap it with the other end. Okay, now for a warning and important note. If you are starting out a planted tank it is normal for algae to show its ugly face during the first 2 to 4 weeks. This is because the plants are not yet fully established and have not gone fully up to speed with consuming nutrients. During this time opportunistic algae will occur. This is why you should never add fertilizer during this period. As already with plants unable to fully utilize the ferts, you will only be feeding the algae. Do not add ferts until it is established. Maybe after 6 to 8 weeks. And as easy as that you've made a root tab. I prefer not to make a lot of these as where I live it's outrageously humid and these do not store well when in the capsules and they just end up being a gooey mess. I have made just enough to use for now. I prefer to use these tweezers with a broader tip as opposed to the narrow tip. This will allow me to grab onto the tab and penetrate the substrate easily. Grab onto your root tabs like so. This will allow it to slide into place more easily. Insert it in place and then release your tab. Then shake the tweezers as you exit. Root tabs are handy for location-specific targeting the fertilizer. Let me explain. After you have finished planting and all the plants are in their proper locations and have established, root tabs should be inserted underneath the substrate to promote rapid growth. Especially on plants that are voracious root feeders. This is an Echinodorus and has been showing new growth, so I opted to add a couple of tabs here. I also add a couple here underneath the cryptocorin. Here I slipped up and the tab got away. It's important to note that the capsule will start to break down and you have to move somewhat with a sense of urgency to put them in place. If you take too long it might break apart. This type of fertilizer should not be in the water column as it will promote algae growth.
I notice a lot of viewers are not yet subscribed. Please hit that sub button as it would greatly help me grow my channel so I can continue to make content for you.
Adding these tabs on the foreground can be tricky as the shallower the substrate it tends to not grab onto the tab. Here you see me messing up a couple of times.
Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. It would help me grow my channel.